What's your strongest opinion that's not political, religious or moral? People should learn that saying "I don't know" is a perfectly acceptable thing to say, and very often the most accurate. Yes. Best doctor I ever had gave this answer to a question I had, then took me across the hall to her office where she pulled a book off the shelf and looked it up. I truly appreciate a doctor that admits they don't know something and also helps to find the answer. It is so rare. It's not a real meeting if there's no agenda. Plans are useless, but planning is essential. Failure to plan is planning to fail. The world doesn't need any more influencers and motivational speakers. Yes, we are motivated and influenced enough for many generations. I'd argue that the oversaturation of motivational speakers is a large cause of life dissatisfaction and depression. They make everything seem so easy when talking about it. The downside is, oftentimes the subject of their motivational speech has taken years if not decades to understand and implement fully, and we, as humans with a craving for instant gratification, lose that motivation when whatever doesn't come to fruition within a week. Social media strikes again. Kids can tell the difference between quality shows and shows that are corporate industrial garbage, so stop making corporate industrial garbage kids shows. Tell that to my toddler, who shuns my attempts to make her love Bluey, in favor of fucking CoComelon. Having taken advice from parent friends, I'm proud to say my toddler doesn't like CoComelon because he doesn't know it exists. Nobody I know has ever agreed with me on this one, but different shapes of pasta absolutely taste different. Rotini, penne, spaghetti etc. all have very distinct flavors even from the same brand. Dunno why, maybe it's the surface area on your tongue or how they cook due to thickness/whatever else, but they definitely taste different to me. I think, to make a sweeping generalization here, that the entire country of Italy agrees with you. Also me, you are entirely correct. Also, rotini is shit. Diddolini is where it's at. Shoes off inside the house. House shoes for the inside, mainly a varietal of flip-flops. After marrying someone whose culture is anti-shoe in the house, it makes so much sense. Especially in places with carpet. So much stuff get brought in from the outside. There's no reason to wear outdoor shoes, and it feels better, and is cleaner. It's much more important to be predictable on the road than polite. When it is your turn, go. I really hate when I'm trying to turn left onto a side street on a 4-lane road and a car coming from the opposite direction stops so I can turn in front of them. Not only are they blocking traffic, they, and the line of cars now stuck behind them, are blocking my view of the lane to their right, so there's no way I'm going to turn before that mess clears up. Then they act like I'm being rude by refusing to go, like I'm the one holding them up. This happens to me all the time at work. I'll pull out and have to go left across 4 lanes and one person will stop and try and let me go. Bro, I have to go across 4 lanes. You stopping isn't doing me a favor, just drive. Ads with the skip button are more effective than ones without. If an ad is a skip button, you can choose whenever you're interested in said product or not. This provides more clear info to advertisers too. An unskippable ad makes a person associate the company with a negative experience, therefore downgrading the company. I've actually watched so many movie ads on TikTok even with the ability to skip them. If they were on YouTube with no skip option, no way I would have watched it. I completely agree with you. Can I slip in ads that have a volume 3 times that of whatever you are watching? Turn signals. Had a guy stop at an intersection yesterday with no turn signal and then like 6 seconds later decides to turn. Most infuriating thing that had happened to me in a while. Bidets should be more common in the US. Everyone's eating ass but nobody is washing ass, Mo Amer. In a sense, eating ass is washing ass. Lao Tzu. We have the ability to make great TV shows now that would get an incredible audience and lasting appeal. Firefly? The Wire? Didn't make money at first. But the social impact went so far beyond. The extreme focus on short-term profit and lowering budgets every season kills so much fantastic content and is self-reinforcing. Of course less people watched it this latest season. It's an inferior product now. More to the point, The single-minded pursuit of short-term profit over long-term growth and sustainability has caused problems in literally all areas of life. After taking a shower in a shower/tub combo, the lever or knob should be changed back to the tub faucet. Agree. Why would you want to leave the knob in can spray all over the place mode? Swimming should be taught to every child. To piggyback off this, it should be taught at a very young age as well. Teaching a baby to float on their back after dropping in water is a literal lifesaver. I nearly lost my mind the first time I saw video of babies swimming. Here are these little ones that I might not even expect to be walking, and they seem to be totally okay swimming and even going underwater. In that vein, I'm already amazed by how well some kids ski at a really young age. It's weird to have a preschooler blast past me on a blue run. A shirt that requires you to wear a shirt underneath it should cost less because it is not a shirt. This is 90% of women's fashion. Sometime in the 2000s, companies started selling even regular t-shirts with lightweight, aka thin as fuck, fabric. I remember some people loving how light the shirts are, but I can't think of a worse thing to happen to shirts. I purposely shop from thrift stores not because of the prices, but because I can find t-shirts from the 90s that are actually thick, durable, and doesn't flow off my barrel chest and make me look like I'm wearing a child's dress as a shirt. Having ads in a TV subscription is just greedy and should be illegal. Honorable mention to Amazon Prime advertising their own shows before allowing you to watch the one you want to watch. Not sure if it was Amazon or Netflix, but I remember someone mentioning that they got an ad for the exact show they were watching. But it was 2 seasons ahead and basically spoiled the whole arc they were on. Social media is one of the worst things that has ever happened to humanity. Yeah. Maybe we weren't meant to know everyone's thoughts so much. It's too much. Social media may cause depression. Narcissism. It causes way more narcissism than depression at this point. I never could have imagined a society with so many selfish, self-indulgent, and self-centered people as we have now. Most of you don't even realize how much this applies to you. Opinion. Commas should be used in lists for clarity. Political, religious, or moral, for example, smile. Oxford comma. Advertisements should never under any circumstance be more than 30 seconds long. YouTube plays ad that's over 2 hours long during music playlist. Yeah, I have seen literal full-length movies as ad on YouTube. Like, how is that even legal, and who the fuck just watches a movie forced randomly upon them with no context like that? It's almost unbelievable. Charities must be 100% transparent on all donations amounts and how it has been spent, including details of salaries and how much trips and things costed them to operate. In Singapore, a megachurch misappropriated $50 million in order to fund the pastor's wife's rap career. Nobody thinks about you as much as you think they do. I always assume people don't think about me at all when I'm not right there, and then I'm shocked when people tell me they heard someone else talking about me. So far I've only been told about nice or neutral things, but of course they wouldn't tell me the bad stuff, so it just makes me nervous. If you can't handle alcohol and know you're a really shitty drunk, you shouldn't drink. I hate how much drinking is ingrained in our culture. Some people can't function or have a social life without getting blasted. Also, how they'll spend $50 on a few drinks but ordering a $15 Uber to get home safely is too expensive. Drink at home if you're that strapped for money, FFS. There's no need to return to the office if you can competently do your job, WFH. The Oxford comma is proper, necessary, and correct. God, I would die on this hill. I have a coworker who tries to get me to take it out of official documents constantly. This is how laws develop loopholes and lawsuits are born. If you take a shit at public toilets, flush. Also, when you're at someone's home. I'd rather die than leave a shit in an acquaintance's toilet. If I buy a car, I want to own it without paying a subscription to use the radio or heated steering wheel. This is a thing? Yes. A lot of car manufacturers are trying to make automotive features, and sometimes even the car itself a subscription service. They can milk more money out of you if they own the car and just rent it to you. They also do other fucked up shit like harvest personal data from owners and sell it to marketing companies the same way social media companies do. Hot spices need to be an additional flavor. If it's the only thing I taste, then you failed. This is why jalapeno Cheetos are way better than the tasteless but hot garbage that is flamin' hot Cheetos, and I will die on this hill. You should always wash your hands with soap after using the toilet. It's even worse in a bathroom in college. You have no idea how scared I was to touch anything in the dining hall simply due to the fact that I'd where these people's hands have been, and there's a 100% chance that whatever I touch has been touched by someone who don't wash their hands after using the toilet. Peanut butter doesn't go in the fridge. Wait, people put peanut butter in the fridge? Organic peanut butter, or whatever it's called when it's literally just peanuts and salt with no preservatives, will separate at room temperature. Some people are fine with that and just stir it up before they use it, other people keep it in the fridge. Weekends are sacred and you can pry my free Saturday out of my cold dead hands. And even then, good luck, because I will have hot glued it to my hands. Jokes aside, self-care and de-stressing are important. Take care of yourself, people. I've always loathed overtime, especially weekend overtime. Overtime? Sure. I just love being almost imperceptibly less poor and infinitely more stressed. Drivers who don't indicate when turning are selfish scum. And they cause a lot of accidents. 'Cause yes, but annoyingly they aren't involved. I've seen 2 accidents where person A didn't indicate, they pulled a move and person B had to swerve, and there's an accident between persons B and C. No doubt it's one of their fault on paper, but person A just drives on like not my problem. If you don't put the shopping cart back, you are a piece of shit. Piggybacking off this, I have never worked in a grocery store. If you decide you don't want an item and just put it in a random place, you're a sack of shit. Especially if it's perishable. Cheese tastes better the thinner it is sliced. Why do you think that is? I'm genuinely asking. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say thickness affects flavor, so now I'm curious. Thinner cheese melts in your mouth and thicker cheese remains solid. Like room temperature chocolate compared to chocolate straight out of the fridge. Emo. You need to earn my respect. No, I fucking don't. You're not that important to me. Everyone will have my respect to begin with, so you can only lose it, and you won't get it back easily, but no one needs to earn anything from me. It's basic manners. Worse than that is the ideal of having to bend to someone's expectations under the guise of showing them respect just because of their position, age, etc. You will be nice to this person who treats everyone like shit because they outrank you / are your elder, etc. No, if they are a disrespectful shitbag to everyone else, I will call them out on their bullshit and treat them in the same manner. Old people needs to start playing some video games. I work as a nurse and all I see is elderly wasting away in bed with nothing to do. They don't use their brain much when they sit in hospital bed or skilled facilities bed. Seriously, get a hobby. Slow that cognitive decline. Yep, my Jen's nursing home will look like a LAN party. LAN parties in retirement homes will be interesting in the future, where only the 90s and 00s games can be played, as the servers for the everything online games of the 10s and 20s will not be available to use. Plenty of Unreal Tournament, absolutely no ~BF 1942 ~BF 2042 etc. There's absolutely no reason for women's clothes to have fake show pockets instead of real pockets, beyond the fashion industry realizing they can force women to buy purses and charge them hundreds of dollars just to carry around things that would be far more convenient to wear on your body instead. I've spent an ungodly amount of hours cutting open the slots on these fake pockets and hand sewing in fabric to make pockets just to add into pants the basic functionality that guys' pants always have. Lol. Start a business, fam. Recognize when someone doesn't have the capacity for conversation / small talk, please, or go away. I'm a man and I know women get it worse, but goddamn. Don't ask me why I'm quiet, don't tell me to smile, etc. Some days I just don't have that energy. Some days I just use up the extrovert part of my personality and I'm dead. Read the room. Please. I fucking hate when people tell me to smile. Do I really have a reason to? No. Please leave me. Masks with COVID have been a read godsend. I love wearing one so people can't see my resting bitch face. If little acts of courtesy/kindness were more normal, it would be better for everyone. Instead, most people act like assholes. For example, yesterday at the butcher they asked me and a lady who had both been waiting a bit who was next. She said me, but I saw her already waiting when I walked in and explained that. She then asked how much I was getting, as she would be getting a lot of stuff. I was only buying one thing, so I went first, and was done in less than a minute. Walking out I realized how insanely rare an interaction like this is, and also how sad that is. Just two people being nice to each other and looking out for the other in a small way. I try to do that in grocery stores if it's busy and the person behind me has way less items than I do. But I'm usually in the mindset of I'm not going anywhere right now anyways. So what's the pain in adding another 5 minutes? It's extreme laziness and selfishness to not signal turns and lane changes when other users of the road are present. As a pedestrian I'd counter it's always lazy not to signal. The number of times I've sat at junctions waiting for someone to cross before they end up randomly turning, or having people turn into me as I cross and honk, wondering why I had the gall not to know they decide to hook left is way too much. Men's clothing get fuck all in terms of design and creativity. I went to a high street clothes store this weekend and saw the ground floors for women's clothes in their variety of colors and designs, while men's clothes was shared on the first floor with children and home department. Not to mention, it was either jeans or shorts, plain t-shirts and jumpers, with a vast majority being black, white, gray or blue. So tired of this shit, I don't want to always blend into a crowd. Men's clothes, all function, no form. Women's clothes, all form, no function. Ideal, all form, all function, all the time. Banana needs another na in the name. Banana has a nice ring to it. That you largely parent teens by parenting 0 to 12-year-olds. Themes fighting word. For real though, a good childhood should yield a good teenage years. Everyone makes decisions and can fuck shit up. But most teens labeled bad are just normal. But fuck up raising a kid, and the chances of them getting it together in high school are low. My friend actually chose to teach middle school for this reason. They're old enough that they can start to consciously apply themselves, but young enough that they haven't finalized how they feel about school/given up. Re-rack your weights, you meaningless excuse for intelligent life. In my gyms there are posters saying the last set is re-racking your weights. And it generally works. As an average-sized woman who likes to lift weights but goes to a gym with all big muscular dudes, my first set is often putting away the weights that were left there before. And oftentimes they are way heavier than my entire set was about to be. Lol. If you can barely afford a pet, don't get one. Giving a pet a healthy life has costs that most people are unwilling to invest in. Same with having babies. Obviously accidents happen, but there are people who just don't think things through. Fake pockets can suck my dick. Also start putting pockets on dresses. We all deserve pockets. People who don't pick up after their dogs are entitled selfish a-holes. Or worse, the people who do bag the poop, but then just leave blue bag on the trail or curb. I hate when something traumatic happens to a child and someone says kids are resilient. No, they are not. This trauma will follow them for the rest of their life. No better than the guy at my grandmother's funeral when I was a kid who, while standing right in front of me, was talking about me to my mom and said, "At least he's not old enough to understand what's going on. You think I don't get that Granny is dead? I don't understand that I'll never see her again? Motherfucker, I'm 10 years old, not 10 weeks." Most TV shows don't need as many seasons as they think they do. Quit while you're ahead and stop ruining perfectly good shows by stuffing them with garbage so you can get more money. Same goes with movies and sequels. Anyway, here's Fast and the Furious 20. Paul Walker's silhouette watches proudly as his great-grandson drives by in a Lamborghini Song X1000 to save the world with superior driving maneuvers. Radio ads that have honking horns or sirens should be illegal. As should billboards. This is the one I was looking for. I seem to recall if you hear an ad on the radio with a siren in it, you can file a complaint with the FCC. There's songs with horns in them. I thought at first someone was pissed off at driver. Then after a couple of minutes and I could still hear the horn, I opened my car window to not hear it. It was part of the background music. Being blood doesn't mean you're family. I will cut you off. This is a horrible trope on American TV. Character, but he's my father, brother, cousin, son, so I have to support him. No, you don't. Yeah, as someone who cannot/won't reconciliation or forgive his father, for once I'd like a show or movie to just settle on never seeing each other again. Saying please, thank you, and good morning to people who are ready for it, are part of a functioning society. To people who are ready for it, can you elaborate on this part? It sometimes relies on prior knowledge of their routine. I had a housemate that hated being spoken to, until one cup of coffee was consumed. A burger is supposed to be eaten with two hands and be able to be bitten through with a single bite. None of this quadruple-decker swimming in sauce, gold leaf truffle bullshit. That might be something, but it's not a burger. Just make them wider, not taller. Start selling burgers in pizza sizes. Recently, I've been on a big kick for hating that people lie about their private life and they make money off of it. Like, I don't care what you do in your personal time, but you have people that tell you that they diet and exercise and get absolutely massively jacked. And you should buy their programs. Spoiler, they're on steroids. People who've gone to the gym religiously for 10+ years don't have half the size they do, in spite of having good diet and personal training, and a celebrity goes to the gym for 6 months and gets massive? I don't blame them when 100+ million is on the line. But let's not lie about it. Rob McElhenney of Always Sunny fame does great interviews about how he got jacked and how you can too, with a personal chef, personal trainer, no good tasting food, no alcohol, and $100 million. Most importantly, you need a doctor to visit 3 times a week to monitor your testosterone. The toilet paper goes on the roller one way, so it rolls off towards you. I have a digital copy of the patent and have shown it to my wife to prove a point. That is the strongest opinion I have. Everything else is noise. Thanks, this is vital. My emotions get very out of whack if someone turns my toilet paper roll to the underway. For more videos, like and subscribe.